you a small content creator and been doing this content creation for quite some time and you feel like you're stuck? No matter what you do, you can't grow. It seems like it's the hardest thing ever. Well, you're not alone. Hi, my name is Theo Jebediah Williams, and I've been doing content creation for about 6 years, and I also know that feeling. In this video, I will try to articulate some of the feelings you have while making content, and also show you some of the reasons why you may or may not have been growing. Let's be real here. Being a small content creator is probably one of the most toughest, demoralizing, discouraging things to do on the internet. Now, okay, there's some other freaky stuff that's out there, but that's not besides the point. We're the problem and we need solutions. We should probably start off with, why are you doing content creation? For me, it's a very simple answer. Money, you idiots!
Dollar bills, y'all. Okay? I'm trying to get that paper, son.
Don't get me wrong, I love doing it. Clearly, I love doing it. I've been doing it for 6 years. But let's not act like money isn't enticing, especially within this past decade. Money is kind of the reason why. I don't want to sit there and work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life when I see FaZe JJBB out there doing 360 no scopes and making millions of dollars. That should be me. And the crazy thing is, I don't even want a shit ton of money. I'm not one of those people that I want to make the same amount of money I do working my 9 to 5 minimum wage job. I know that's crazy. That's crazy to say, but I do not like working for other people. That's kind of thing about content creation that I love. It's my space. I can do what I want when I want because it's my content creation. Maybe you're not like that. Maybe you're like Moses and you part the sea of I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Part the sea of nepotism? That's not, no. Cynicism? That's not a word. Cynicalism. I think that's a word. Maybe you got inspired and you saw somebody, right? And that kind of happens with me, right? I've been on YouTube for 6 years, but I've been watching YouTube for almost 2 decades. Don't ask for my age, bitch. And I remember one of the people that really inspired me to do it was this person right here. Yeah. This fine black woman. Some of you may not know who this is. Maybe some of you got a faint memory. This is Janelle Alaney. I think I'm pronouncing her last name right. I remember when I saw her, I was like 23 years old. Don't do the math, try to figure out how old I am, you bitch. I remember when she posted a video, within like, if not weeks, a month, she hit 1.5 million views. That is crazy. All she was doing was talking about her living the van. And not only that, she gained like 1 to 2 million subscribers in like a month. And every video she posted did substantially well. And in my little tiny black boy brain, I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. I proceeded to not do that for like a year. I had to gain up the courage to COVID. And that's why I decided to make my YouTube channel. And let me tell you something. This shit is hard. Now, I knew it wasn't gonna be easy. Like I said, I've been on YouTube a lot longer than I've been making YouTube videos. So I know the ins and outs. I know how, especially now because it's oversaturated, how hard it is to get your name out there. But I didn't think it would be this god dang hard. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Theo, you're so sexy. Oh my God. I got, girl, calm down. Calm down. Ask me the question you want to ask. Oh yeah, why is it so hard? Oh, I can tell you, little Bethany. If your name is Bethany, your mind's probably blown. There's a multitude of reasons on why it's hard. One of the reasons I said it earlier is that it is oversaturated, especially in the niche that I do. I do gaming. Why do I do gaming? Because I love video games. I'm also really good at it. Don't look at the clips that I messed up in the past. I'm trying to create this illusion. I've also been told by a lot of people that I'm funny and I should do stand-up. That is not a joke. Why are you snickering? People always said I should do stand-up, but I don't think I can because I am a horrible storyteller. It's kind of funny how, you know, I'm telling a story right now. And I've always wanted to do YouTube. Back in 2009, again, do not try to figure out my age, you hoe. I was still shy. I didn't have that many friends. No woman even look at me. And I never had the confidence. It took me about, what, 11 years later to finally gain the confidence? Very sad. And who knows, maybe if I would have did this earlier, I could have been one of those YouTubers that you see on the billboards. I think Mr. Beast is the only one on billboards. But I'm getting off topic. Everyone and their mom is doing this. So it's hard for the YouTube algorithm to try to put you somewhere where people might think you are, because it's so much. And that's why people say, you need to stand out, you need to stand out. I've been trying to stand out. I can't compete with a white boy that does 6-7 jokes. I can't. I'm an old head. I'm OG. I'm Unc. Another thing that's very hard.
That's what she said.
Let me put this in a term where it makes sense. People do not give a shit. See, what I learned with YouTube, majority of it is marketing, right? Marketing is so important because it's not even more so important that your video is good. That's better for the long run. You have to make people interested to even click on a video, which is super hard because no one cares. Why would I go to a random stranger that I don't know and try to watch a video, waste my time, even though I'm already on the internet? It's kind of like when you go to your favorite restaurant. How many items are in the menu? Probably like at least 100, right? How many things do you order from that menu every time you go to the restaurant? Probably 3 things, right? Why? Because there's too many of my selections. I got too much to pick from. So I'm gonna pick from what I know. And this is why people have their comfort YouTuber, the YouTuber they go to whenever they post, because they know what they're getting. Because if I try something and I don't like it, I'm gonna be very, very pissed, angry. And YouTube is kind of like that. People are not going to select something that doesn't look appetizing. How do you make things appetizing? Well, that's where thumbnail and title comes in. But here's the thing. Getting real close. That's not everything. I don't know if you noticed, but majority of times, people are not gonna click on a video that isn't popular.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
Or at least semi-popular. Why? Because a lot of people equates, did I use that right? Popularity with quality, right? A lot of people believe that if something's popular, it must be good because everyone is watching it. It has to be good. If something isn't popular, it must be dog water doo-doo because obviously no one's watching it. So you're doing something wrong. You're stupid. You're stupid. Your mother doesn't love you. Your grandfather is gonna take you out the will. People do the same thing with movies and games. Whenever something gets a lot of buzz, critics talk about it, people will base that opinion based off what other people say. They won't even give it a chance. Crimson Desert is a perfect example of this. A lot of people were hating on it without even playing the game. I haven't played the game, but it did look kind of interesting. But a lot of people, if they hear enough people say this isn't good, they're not going to give it a chance. I can give you an example. And this example only works if this video is popular. If this video isn't popular, if only 10 people watch it, thank you, Grandma. I don't know how the hell you're watching this from heaven. If this video is semi-popular, I can use this as an example, right? Why'd you click on the video, right? Was it the title? Was it the thumbnail? If it was, I did a good job and thank you for watching. The whole point is to get you to watch the video, even if it's trash, even if you watch the first 2 minutes, that's the point. But let's be real, me and you, and let's, like, no more jokes. Honestly, if this video was not popular, it'd be very sad this video isn't popular. But if this video wasn't popular, would you click on this video? Let's be real. Let's be real. If this video had 10 views, you saw my pretty black face, you saw the title, thumbnail, make it look as nice and poppy, would you click on this video? Majority of the time, no. Now, if you did, you're in the minority, and I love you because you give things a chance. But that kind of is how it works, and it's something, and it's frustrating because it's something that you don't really have any control over. You can't make people watch your videos, no matter how good you make it look. At the end of the day, you gotta hope and pray. This part of the video is gonna be very sad because, like a lot of you, I've been there multiple times. I probably was there a few weeks ago. Self-doubt. You start off with your head high. It's gonna be hard, but you're gonna power through it. A year goes by, and you gain a little bit of traction, and then another year goes by, and maybe, just maybe, you get a boom of support out of nowhere, and now you feel it going, and you go even harder. You get better at your craft. You edit better. You talk better, and then something happens. Silence. Few chatter here and there, but you don't want that to be the reason why, because if you do that, you become bitter. And then you start doing comparison. Well, how come this person was able to find success in a half amount of time than I did? What am I doing wrong? And that's when you start looking at yourself and you start changing your content. But the problem with that is that then you start losing your voice. But if you don't change, how are you supposed to grow? But then if you grow, it has to be at the stake of me changing, and it becomes this cycle of just just anger and self-deprecation and discouragement. So let's say you go past through all that and you put all your work in, because another thing that people don't realize is different watching a video and creating it. If you create, you understand. Watching the video is very easy. You pick what video you want to watch while you eat something, and then some of y'all get a little picky. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. As a content creator, I have to come up with ideas. I have to jot them down. I have to record. I have to re-record sometimes if I didn't like it. I have to edit, long incessant time of editing. I spent some of my hours in this chair with a bad back because I'm trying to edit. And you have to do that process over and over and over again while not being recognized. Some would say maybe even unappreciative, which is the thing that, I'm gonna be real, right? I feel like I created a safe space. Sometimes, whether it's true or not, you feel like the work you're putting in isn't equaling? That's why nobody watching your videos, you dumb black bitch. Isn't equal to the amount of support you feel like you should be given or receive, or whatever way you want to put it and not make yourself look like a self-centered prick. And that feeling sucks because it's taboo to talk about it. But if we don't talk about it, how are we supposed to ever grow? And now you're in the slumps and now you're thinking, am I good at this? Maybe I'm not funny. Maybe I suck monkey dick. And then you start realizing, why did I even start doing this in the first place? But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to get you out this funk. The hardest thing about content creation, in my opinion, is realizing why you did it. Whether it's for money or not, you have to find something that you can gravitate towards. For me, I really enjoy doing it. I really do. And I think I'm really good at it. I feel like there's not a lot of people that do what I do. And what I mean by that, again, you kind of have to have this mindset of not superiority, but confidence. I don't feel like there's a lot of people, and a lot is a very subjective term because there's a lot of people that do it, a lot of people that make it, but it's not a lot of people that make it. It's very relative. I think I'm extremely funny, and I think I edit my videos in a way where it demonstrates that funny to the maximum. And I remember why I do it. I see those comments of people saying, bro, I love your stuff. I know, I've actually had comments of people say, I know you're not at where you're at, but I want you to keep going because you generally make me laugh. And that is what gets me going. What the fuck? Stop it, you perverts. Generally, that's what makes me happy. Seeing those comments like that and going, oh, at the end of the day, yeah, the money is nice, but this feeling's a lot better. Yes, I didn't have a father in my life. We're not talking about that right now. But maybe you're not in that boat. Maybe you hear that and you're still trying to figure out, well, you have one or two options, right? Your first option, and this is the realizations that some people have to have, even myself. Maybe you are ass. Maybe you're not as good as you think you are. Maybe you're not as good as you think you are. But do not fret, because if you're still wanting to do it, that means you're willing to learn. And what that means is that you have to take criticism, feedback. Try to change, don't change too much because then you lose your voice, but try to change and experiment with things that may fit your bill. One thing about YouTube is you have to take criticism. I know some people it's hard to do that, not like myself. I take criticism very well. But have to be willing to be like, let go of that ego and be like, okay, what do I need to improve on? But let's say you're in the second boat. Well, let's say you do that. Let's say you are really good. Let's say you improve from when you last started. The question now becomes, is it worth to keep going? Because truthfully, you probably still got more years ahead of you. We all reach a different destination at different times. One person might take longer than the other person that take quicker. I know some people that blew up within a year and they're doing great. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that's what this is. Even though you're not getting any type of traction, anything going on. Look at me, right? It took me about 5 years to gain 6,000 subscribers. Since I gained 6K subscribers, within another year, I've only gained about 100 to 200 subscribers, right? It took me a year to gain about 200 subscribers. Damn it. And guess what? I'm still doing it. I've had people say you should just quit. Damn it. And I'm gonna tell you why not. Most content creators give up before even making 20 videos. I've made almost 700 videos.
Damn it.
Part of it is maybe I am mentally unstable, but another part of me kind of want to prove people wrong. People that's ever doubted me, but not just that, prove myself wrong. Because sometimes I have those moments of self-doubt and I want to prove to myself, you can do it. So I say this, if you're in this boat and you feel lost, I want you to keep going because I believe it. I know I never met you, but the fact that you clicked on this video shows there's a little bit something in there that want to keep pushing. So ignite that thing. Be like Katy Perry and be a firework. And a bisexual. And an astronaut. Damn, she got a lot. What did she do anymore? If you enjoyed this video, check out some of my other videos. They're not as in-depth as this. They're gaming videos. But if I made you chuckle a little bit, maybe those other videos would make you chuckle. If not, no shame, no gain. It's all good. Just enjoyed this one video. I'm gonna go now. I'm very hungry. I gotta fart. Excuse me.